Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo, and welcome to day 71 of a year of change. I was going to do another change today, where it's being Sunday. We're doing our weigh-ins and all our good stuff. But for some reason, I've hit a plateau. I lost a grand total of 0.4 pounds this week, which is weird because I've still been doing my treadmill. I'm still watching what I'm eating. I'm still tracking everything. So, somewhere along the line, I've missed something. So, rather than try to make another change and have you do the same thing, I'd like to take this week and have us all just sort of, not really reset, but just sort of take stock of what we've been doing. Because there's something that I missed in the past week. It might be because I haven't had any fresh fruit or vegetables. I was living off pizza and burritos, actually. But the thing is, I still haven't gone over my points all week, and I've still been exercising. I'm still parking on the hill, and for whatever reason, I've missed something along the way, and obviously haven't lost anything this week. Now, it might be just a combination of a bunch of different things, but it's such a tiny amount over such a long period of time that it warrants looking into. So I thought we would take this week, and instead of us doing another food change or trying to add water or taking away sugar or whatever it is, that we're going to keep the same exercise schedule that we've been doing. Every video, just keep moving, and then picking one day a week just to sort of extend it out to 30 minutes. But for the rest of the time, I don't know if any of you are in the same boat, just to really sort of pay a little closer attention to what we're doing. Because the only thing that I can think of that I've done wrong in this situation, that I've obviously missed something along the way. More than likely, I'm thinking it's something that I've tracked incorrectly. It's very simple. It's very easy, I should say, to sort of get into that complacency where we think, oh no, I've been doing this for 2 months now. I know what I should be tracking, and sort of still tracking what we need to, but missing those little things along the way. Maybe you don't have your phone with you, or maybe you didn't write it down, and you're like, oh, I'll remember that. It was only, a thing of cheese and crackers. I'll remember that later on. It's only 100 calories or whatever it is. But unfortunately, those do add up. And I can't think of anything offhand aside from dates that I bought that were new, but I've been tracking the majority of those. So I suppose the term the majority doesn't really help say I've been tracking all of them. So I've probably just missed things here and there. So I'm really going to start concentrating on that again. Just that no matter what it is, I have to keep track of it. Because in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, well, it's probably 50 or 60 calories and I'll be fine from there. And generally what I'll do is I'll add that in at the end of the day. But somewhere I've missed something. And I've missed something quite a bit throughout the week. I was wary when I was having the pizza because I figured that, no, it's pizza. It's in a box, so I have all the information on there. So I can just scan that, and I'm keeping track of everything. Everything is fine. But something somewhere has gone wonky. And I'm not sure what it is. Like I say, it could be because I'm doing an incline on my treadmill now, and this is way out there, that, maybe something has happened there that I've built up muscle over the past 2 weeks instead of fat, and so that's why it's all wonky. But I don't think that's it. I really don't. It's one of those things you try to figure out, what could it be? The most likely explanation is that I've missed something when I'm tracking. So what I'm going to need to do is to really sort of focus down again and really start paying more attention to what I'm doing. I can't think of what it might be that I've missed, but obviously I've missed something. Or it could just simply be that for this week, I just plateaued. I have no idea why. We're all going to hit one of those. At some point, you're going to be steadily losing, and then you're going to have a couple of weeks where nothing happens, and then you'll start losing again. And some of you may gain, actually. It's going to be weird because, again, we aren't used to doing this. I've spent 30-some years doing this. I'm not going to, all of a sudden in 2 months just go, oh, well, then everything should be fine. But I'm hoping that this week, instead of making any changes, stick to what we're doing, but really pay more close attention to what it is that you are doing and what you're eating and drinking and everything else. Because once we've started doing this for so long, it's sort of easy to get into that pattern where you say, okay, no, I know what I'm tracking here, I know what I'm tracking there. And then, for example, having a bowl of cereal. You know that it's 1 cup of cereal and half a cup of milk or whatever it is that you normally do. And if you're not really carefully tracking that, not even really tracking it, but not paying attention when you're getting your cereal in the morning, you think, oh, no, it's fine. I know how much I get. Again, we're very good at lying to ourselves. We're very good at deluding ourselves. It's very easy to fill that bowl a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more until finally you're eating 2 cups of cereal with 1 cup of milk and you're not tracking it. So that's what I probably suspect has been happening, is that I've been saying, okay, no, I'm doing this and this and this and this, and I know how much it is, but I'm not really measuring properly. So I really need to focus on that, because I think that might be, it's a very slippery slope to get to that point, because going from losing, a pound or 2 a week to losing 0.4, then the next step, of course, is to lose nothing, and then the next step is to gain. And I don't want to get into that point, or into that sort of pattern. I can't talk at all. Once again, I'm going to stop saying that, because every single video that I do, I fuck something up, and I'm just like, and then I go, I can't talk at all today. I can never talk, so it's fine. We're just going to leave it in. Screw it. Go with it. So this week, if you can do the same, just take a look at what you've been doing, and if you can notice a pattern, like I'm going back into what I've been tracking and stuff like that, and I find that I am still tracking things when I first, well, not when I first get them, but at certain periods throughout the day. Then I'll say, okay, well, I've got this, and then I'll add that on there. Before, I was tracking it as soon as I was eating it, and I think I may go back to that, just how we did when we first started out. And if you need to, sort of go back and just quickly, don't have to watch the whole thing, just quickly sort of revisit when we started, on day 1, and then day 8, and day 15, and day 22, 29, and go that way. Just to sort of see the different changes that we've made and reevaluate what we're doing to make sure that we're actually staying on track, because obviously I'm not. This isn't a way of saying, oh, no, start all over again because it didn't work. It's working fine. The system is sound. The theory is sound. The process is good. I just have to assume that I haven't been following it properly. So the only way for me to do that, because I can't think of what it is to sort of reset and go, okay, I know that I should be tracking all food. I know I should be measuring it out very carefully so that I know exactly how much it is. I know that I should be drinking more water, which I have not been drinking very much water this week at all. Part of that is just because I was feeling shitty and I just didn't want to. That might be part of it as well. I can't imagine that would be part of it, not drinking water. But, if, I don't know, who knows? Maybe I'm retaining water. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm pregnant. Who knows? But I haven't been tracking my water. I haven't been drinking a whole lot of water. Had no fresh fruit or no fresh vegetables throughout the week. Was living on sort of boxed, pre-packaged stuff for a week. So I think that's probably just a combination of everything all together that has sort of stuck me where I am. So I want to sort of restart things off and start making things for myself the way that I was earlier on, taking much better care to watch how much I'm eating and measuring it out a little more carefully. Instead of just sort of guessing, going, it's about a cup. Because chances are, if I filled it up, it's going to be like 1.5 cups of whatever it is. And those add up over the course of a week. It may not sound like much, but if I was doing that on every single meal, then obviously something is wrong. So, and I don't want to sort of put this out there saying, I haven't been tracking. Oops. I have been tracking. I figure that my measurements are off, if anything, if that's what's been going on. So go back, take a sort of a look at what we've been doing. So anyway, that's where I was. That's right. Sorry. So we did the tracking the foods. We're tracking condiments. We're tracking. I haven't had any condiments, just the spices and stuff. We've been tracking condiments. We've been tracking fruits and vegetables and liquids and just everything. So sort of go back, make sure that you're still on track with those, and just to sort of get us all on the same path once again. And for me anyway, I'm going to try to go back and look and see what I've missed throughout this week. I may not have missed anything. It might just be that I've sort of hit a little plateau, which will last for a couple of weeks, and then I'll start losing again, which I hope is what it is. But, you'll understand when you get to that point that, not exactly with, well, I suppose with exercise as well, that, for example, if you were saying, good enough, if your 15 minutes is walking on a treadmill, you're going to notice that the very first time that you do it, it's rough. And then as things progress by, if you were just doing the exact same thing, after 2 or 3 weeks, you're not even breaking a sweat anymore. So I assume it's somewhat the same with eating habits and things like that. This might be a good time for me to start looking at cutting down on my salt. But I think right now for this week, we should really sort of take our time and focus in on what we should be doing, tracking all of our stuff, measuring as much as you can, obviously. If you don't have a food scale, you don't have a food scale. But try to be really honest with yourself and how much that you're eating and things like that. Paying attention to calorie count and the little extras that we don't seem to really think about when we're doing stuff and when we're eating things. And, your fluids and making sure that you're measuring all that stuff out. I think it's probably just a miscalculation of measurement on my end. I'm hoping. We will know by the end of the week if I've, started to lose a little bit more. But 0.4 pounds it was a little disconcerting at first. And at first I thought, okay, well, obviously I've done something. The scale's wrong. There's no way after all the stuff I've done that I've only lost that amount. And I weighed myself again. And then again. And then I did a fourth one just to be safe. I'm like, damn it. It's just 0.4 pounds. And normally I would get to a point where I would say, this isn't working. Fuck this. I'm going to have cake. Oh, I'm going to need everything that I can find. But for this, I think it's partly because I'm talking to you guys and partly because I have, I'm responsible for you, to you, not for you. But also because I have made some headway. It's not a lot at this stage. I'm still averaging around 1 to 2 pounds a week. But because I have made some progress, I don't want to give all that up. I do feel better. I'm sleeping better. And just overall, especially this week, I know that by going back to my old eating habits, I'm going to feel like shit all the time. And I really don't want to do that. I'm going out more, which sounds really weird to say. But again, because I'm not automatically going to food when I'm bored, I'm actually going out and doing things. So there's that as well. And I don't want to lose that because I feel, even just in the couple of months that we've been doing this, I do feel better. I don't think I look better, but I certainly feel better. So we're going to go with that. Physically and psychologically, I feel better. And like I said, I am sleeping a little bit better. Not waking up every 2 hours. Screaming into the night. I don't really scream into the night. It's fine. So I don't want to lose that momentum. So if I hit a plateau for a couple of weeks, I'm not going to worry about it. And neither should you. We're all going to get to a point where, whatever we're doing isn't working. Those are the times that we are going to probably have to make like a big jump. And if I find that this plateau has lasted for 2 weeks, if I weigh in next week and I still haven't lost and I've gone through and I've tracked everything and I've actually increased my gradient on my treadmill by another 1%, so I'm up to 2% now. So if I find that by increasing that, watching what I'm eating, tracking everything, being just meticulous in my measurements and everything else, if I find that I'm still at a plateau, then I know I need to do something drastic just to sort of get over that hump, like sort of a car stuck in a snowbank. You need to, for those of you that don't have snow, you won't understand this. But it's not a simple matter of just, flooring it and going. You've got to get over that first hump and then you're fine. So if that's the case, if I do find that if I lose less than a pound in the next week, then I'll take that as my cue to start working on my salt intake. Because although the salt isn't going to cause me to lose weight, maybe that one little change will be something that is going to sort of, trigger something sodium-wise that will get my body working again. I will eventually be doing the salt thing anyway, no matter what. But I figure that's the only thing I can really think of at this point, aside from saying, well, I didn't lose the weight that I wanted, so I'm going to start running on my treadmill, which I'm not ready to do just yet. And I don't think anyone out there is ready to do it either. None of you. So take this week, sort of take stock of what we've been doing. If you need to, go back and just sort of touch on the weekly things that we were doing. You won't need to go back and look at all the videos. But just go back to find out, okay, week 1 was this change, week 2 was this change. Just to make sure that we're back on track to where we need to be. Because it is sort of easy to get a little, not really lazy, but, well, I suppose it's a good term. Just to sort of get lazy in what we're doing and go, no, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for 2 months. It's fine. And just obviously making a mistake, which is what I've done this week. So sort of start again, stay back on my main goal. I'm going to up my grade on my treadmill, which is not that bad. It's only 2 degrees, which means over 100 meters. Oh, sorry. For any of you who don't have the metric. for every 1,000 meters, then like if I was walking for 1,000 yards or meters in one direction, then I would be 20 yards or 20 meters high at the end of the walk. So that's all that grade means. So I've been doing it at 1%, and it's to a point where by the end of it, I'm just starting to break a sweat. So I figure, okay, well, I'll do it at 2% and see what happens there. So I'm not like panting and puffing and everything else, but I can feel that there is a difference, and it's going to help me, sort of get into a better frame of mind. Or not, well, yeah, I suppose it does. A better frame of mind for, sort of the long haul, and gets my body working the way that I need it to. Anyway, that is my update for this week. Not much of an update, not much of a change. A little disheartening, but not enough to get me to quit yet. So, and neither should you. We're all going to have these times when there's just nothing seems to happen, or you've tried absolutely everything and you're still stuck. It will eventually, no matter, even if I didn't change anything, just the sheer numbers alone, as long as I'm paying attention, then those numbers are going to go down again. I will start to lose weight again. So I'm not really upset by it, other than the fact that I figure I'm more angry that it's a wasted week now, because I think, I've still been doing all this stuff, but like, damn it, I was sort of more angry at myself for not paying attention the way I should, which I assume that's what it is. I really don't know, but we'll figure something out, because I'm going to go through everything and make sure that I'm doing what I need to do, and really every single time I have something, put it in immediately instead of just waiting, because it could be something that I'm missing, one coffee a day, which again doesn't sound like much, but it's 100 calories. And if I'm missing that, I'm probably missing other stuff as well. So anyway, do a quick review, see how things are going for the rest of the week. Continue on with what we have been doing. Just, keep moving when you're watching the videos, whether it's your arms, your legs, or whatever you can move. And then one day a week, if you want to keep the same day, or if you want to switch it up, it doesn't really seem to matter. As long as you're having that one day where you sort of even out to a half hour of activity. Doesn't matter if it's just walking in place, or, lifting weights with your arms, or playing with a dog, whatever it is, some sort of activity that you can do that's just going to bring it up to half an hour one day a week. And then maybe next week, then we'll look at tweaking some stuff again and go from there. But for right now, that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.